fabulous games. This has got to be another replay of that. But the big thing that gets me is the fact that the lineups are pretty well the same. I noticed Adelaide's changed their goaltender, but other than that, it's going to be Nick Novosedlik in the nets for Adelaide, for the Rampage, and the Rampage used him last night. He was basically a stone wall there for them. So let's hope he can do it again.
That's definitely true, and you talked about that great game last night. It was a 4-3 game for the Rampage. They had a 3-0 lead early in the second period, but then Adelaide scored 3 quick ones before Brisbane scored the winner late in the second period. But Nick Novosedlik in net, he made 34 saves. He was the star of the game for the Rampage. Even though Owen Sobchuk, their high-flying import, he was great. He had 4 points, but it really was the Nick Novosedlik show.
He was great, Sobchuk, but the big thing about Nick's play was that he came through when he needed to. And I think that was the big thing, especially late in the game when it was time for Adelaide to tie it up again. And Nick was there to close the gate.
Adelaide with a 2-3 record, Brisbane with a 3-2 record. So these teams are very close on paper, very close in the standings. Adelaide going with their other goaltender tonight. It's Jeremy Friedrich. And Jeremy Friedrich and Matus Trinka, if you follow the local ice hockey leagues in Adelaide, you would know that these guys are in a 1-2, who's 1, who's 2 competition right now to claim that starting job. And Jeremy Friedrich has been the star of the local competition, the star of the NHSL, just named as the goalie for the under-20 national team. He really is a player that people should be excited to watch nationally.
Hey, so true. And you're singing his praises, which is kind of a danger this early in the game here. Like, we got to get started. We got to get him warmed up. We got to get to see what he's going to do tonight. And there's nothing worse than having someone really boast about someone and then find out, well, wait a second, can he produce that on the ice?
Well, we were just boasting about Nick Novosedlik too, so we'll pump both their tires. Surely they're not both going to be deflated tonight, are they, Boyle?
Well, that's true. I mean, Nick does have one thing to cheer him up, and that is that he was able to win the game last night and get the first star, so he definitely has a big feather in his cap after that.
A couple changes to the lineup. Adelaide's only swap is Trinka for Friedrich starting in net.
Yep.
They did change the lines. We'll talk about that later. Brisbane out of lineup is Derry Adler. He got hurt early in the first period, a lower body injury. He's out for the game. And Jordan Ricketts, their third import, is being replaced by Paddy Popovic. He is a former Hungarian professional league player. He's just been in Australia for a little bit. He moved out here. Really keen to see him play. Daryl Dunstan, the defenseman, he steps in the lineup, as well as young Lachlan Young making his season debut for Brisbane. So they have a couple more bodies in the lineup after a couple injuries from last night.
Well, actually, last night they only had 11 players, and the biggest thing I thought was we saw a lot of Josh Anderson out there in center. We saw a lot of Sobchuk, and I'm just wondering why they weren't enormously tired by the end of the third period, but they managed to keep them together. And the big thing that Adelaide has to work on was the power play. We were watching the power play a couple of times where really Brisbane had the advantage, had the chances when it was Adelaide's power play. So we'll see if they've worked on that. And
special teams was the story. Adelaide actually outscored Brisbane 3-2 on special teams, but it was a power play goal late in the first that Brisbane scored, and then a penalty shot goal that proved to be the difference to get the Rampage their first win at home. Owen Sobchuk, the top dog for Brisbane. He leads the league in points, 15 in 5 games. He had 4 last night. Adelaide looking for a bit of mojo on the top line, so they've made a swap. Jake Riley has been dropped from the first to the second line, if you can even call it a second line when Jake Riley, the super talented young Aussie, is there. But Steve Best goes to the top line to join his friend in Joey McDougall and also Nathaniel Benson. Meanwhile, it will be Riley, Maley, and Chen on the third line. And Adelaide's highest producing line has been one of Ben Handberg, Darren Korstens, and Johan Levesque. They have produced 10 goals in the first 5 games so far. So we will pause just for a moment, I think, for the national anthem, and then let's watch some hockey, Brendan Boyle, with all of Australia.
I am very excited about this game tonight.
Well, the top line for Brisbane will be Mctaggart, Anderson, and Barnes. That's Harley Anderson. That second line slotted as Josh Anderson, Owen Sobchuk, and Patty Popovic. That's probably the top line. Ethan Cornford, Anthony Santilli, and Lachlan Young will be the third line. Defense parents will be Jack Connor and Marco Bertosa. And then we've got the debut of, well, he's played 3 games. He didn't play last game, but Daryl Dunsford will be playing in this game. So that is what we have for Brisbane on defense. Adelaide sending out there a bit of a different line. They've got Noah Maley out there with Ben Hanberg and Daniel Chen. We'll see what Sammy Mantier, the head coach of Adelaide, really ended up deciding in terms of the line combinations. That one is swatted by Nick Jones, or that might be Lachlan Young off the bat. He was looking for Josh Anderson behind the net. Battling behind the goal, Josh Anderson looking for something. He's found Sobchuk. Sobchuk fires a shot on goal. That one's blocked as it is Tom Sack that gets this taken away by Sobchuk again. Sobchuk in behind the goal. Sobchuk looking for somebody. Bertosa drops in and that gets blocked by Tom Sack. Goes back to the point. Connor blocked by Ben Hanberg, but it's a good offensive zone pressure for the Brisbane Rampage to start this game. Patty Popovic, the Hungarian, grinding in the corner, and Jack Connor keeps it alive. What an opening shift. A full minute of pressure. They still haven't got a shot on goal yet as it goes back to the point. Harley Anderson slaps one through, and Jeremy Friedrich stops the pressure by sticking out that right glove to make the save.
That was a beautiful charge by the Rampage. They have made a statement right off the bat that they're ready to go. Whenever I look at Adelaide, they've got such a young team. I think they're going to have all the energy, but the Avalanche, the veterans, coming through.
Off the draw, Harley Anderson. He played some hockey in Adelaide in the AIHL with the Adelaide Adrenaline. This new look top line of McDougall, Benson, and Best go out onto the ice. Those are probably the 3-star players of the 3 local clubs in SA hockey, and the Jokers, Tigers, and the Red Wings, and they get to be united on the top line. Some all-star competition for Adelaide local fans. Here's Jordan Freeman. He's playing his 3rd game. He got the start last night as the 3rd import. He gets it again tonight. He had 2 assists. As that puck slides underneath the boards, we'll have a stoppage in play.
But that was quite a comeback by the Avalanche there, making sure that they're pressuring the Rampage nicely. I was a little bit surprised now. Johnny Bale playing defense for the Rampage. He's actually played forward all his life, so he's been pressed into business there. Maybe he'll do one of his end-to-end rushes that he's been famous for, but he says that he's too old for that now.
Darren Korstens wins the draw. He's playing on a line with Jake Riley and Johan Levesque. This is a lot of goal-scoring talent on one line. So Adelaide mixing things up. All 3 lines changed for this game. Harley Anderson drops it back. He was looking for Jordan Mctaggart, and here comes Jake Riley on his new line. He goes up the middle of the ice. He tries to dangle around the defense. It was one too many moves, and he couldn't pull the trigger around the last man, and Daryl Dunsford. Jordan Mctaggart, one of the other imports, tries a centering play in front of the net. Tom Sack intercepted, and it goes right between the legs of Jeremy Friedrich, and he covers up. So both teams have got all 3 lines into the game.
And they are really flying. I tell you that Daryl Dunsford, first I've seen him, I wasn't too sure at the beginning if he was pinching a little bit too aggressively. Well, he managed to keep it nicely under control in that shift. And here we go again with the Avalanche bringing it up.
Trying to break this out of the left side. Young Daniel Chen, just named to the Aussie junior national team. Back to Tom Sack from Perth. Fires one on goal. It goes off the blocker of Nick Novosedlak. He's trying to back it up, trying to have another stellar game. He was the first star in last night's game. It says a lot when you get the first star over a guy that had 4 points. Jack Connor carries it out, plays it off towards the right side. That's tipped up by Barnes, and Adelaide will scoop back and grab it. Plays it off the left boards. It goes right back to Jack Connor, and the puck will slide all the way in front face of the goal. Brisbane will try to break things out as Adelaide sends their top line out there and counter. Intercepted by Joey McDougall. Patty Popovic gives the captain a late shot. Bertosa up the right side. The ageless wonder, one of the fittest guys that you'll meet, Marco Bertosa. Up into towards the neutral zone. Bertosa plays it off to the left side. Picked up by Popovic. He has a shot blocked, but right to the stick of Anderson, and that puck goes down low. Jeremy Friedrich gets the pad down. Sobchuk, involved in all 4 goals last night, lobs one across. He was looking for Johnny Bale, former Blue Tongues player. He gets hit in behind the back. Joey McDougall tried to clear it around. It goes all the way back to the point, kept in by Popovic. He sends it down off the right side. Johnny Bale gets bumped by McDougall. Josh Anderson has the puck kicked away, and it's going to be tried to be carried out by Nathaniel Benson. It gets into the neutral zone territory, but Brisbane's going to come away with the puck. Working off to the left side. Popovic gets shouldered away, and another good shift from Brisbane's top line, hemming Adelaide in their own zone. Jake Hazel carries it into the attacking zone. This whipped off the end boards, and it goes all the way back, and Jordan Freeman will gather in front of his own goal. He works out to his left, cuts up the middle of the ice. Freeman tries to split the defenders, but he's upended by Harley Anderson, who will play it back to his defense. And Johnny Bale finds Mctaggart. Stretch pass, in all alone. Jeremy Friedrich, big blocker save. Adelaide's goalie having to make a few tough saves early on as most of the pressure has come from Brisbane. And here's another chance. It was a centering pass. It was looking for Bertossa, and it goes all the way back. Jordan Mctaggart will be there first. A good opportunity.
Well, it looked like a really good save there, but it actually came off the butt end of the stick, so I was a bit surprised that it wasn't quite a blocker save. At any rate, it was a save, and that's what counts.
Off, cut in the middle of the ice. Mctaggart finds Harley Anderson on the left side. Anderson throws one around the goals, and it hips off that back mesh and out of into the neutral zone. Korstens was looking for a stretch pass for Johan Levesque, who scored in every game he's played in this season. All 5, 6 on this season. Jeremy Friedrich sticks this into the corner. Mctaggart centering play. Jack Connor was standing there, but Adelaide will scoop it up, and they'll try to go on an odd man rush. Johan Levesque couldn't settle down the puck. Connor tied him up, and he'll shuffle this forward. He was looking for Anthony Santilli. He scored the first goal of the game last night. Zach Seal joins the rush. He enters the zone. Steele against 3 different players. Fires one. There's a big rebound in the slot, and it's cleared all the way out into neutral territory. And Noah Maley, he fans on the pass, but he'll just pick this up. He gets worked there by Lachlan Young, and Adelaide will enter the zone. Ben Hanberg throws one in on net. That goes off the stick of Nova Sedlak and into the corner. Andrew Chen pinching in from the point. Back to his brother Daniel Chen. One-timer from Sack. Tipped down and punt in from Andrew Chen. Was jabbing away at it, and he couldn't quite get enough mustard on the shot. Best shift from Adelaide so far. Sack at the point. Throws one on net. That takes a funny bounce off the backboards, and it's finally cleared back to the right point for Maley. Maley cycles it down low. Daniel Chen walks into a dangerous area. Tries to throw it on goal. It hit a defender in front of the net, but Adelaide's still on the attack. Adelaide will try to start to make a change as they're still hemming Brisbane in their own zone. Bertossa working against Noah Maley, and it's played to Jack Connor, and Jack Connor will get this, and Brisbane will finally clear the zone, and they can get a much-needed change and a good shift from Adelaide.
This is a continuation of yesterday when all you had was Rampage trying to clear it out, and at the blue line, the Avalanche were keeping it in and keeping it in.
Someone broke their stick. I think that was an Adelaide player. Intercepted at the center line by Hazel, but it's a second effort from Sobchuk, who gets in behind the D. Sobchuk trying to wrap things around. Sobchuk scores! A beautiful wraparound goal that fooled Jeremy Friedrich, and it's a great individual effort to make it 1-0 Rampage.
That was incredible speed coming up by Sobchuk, and he did a quick dip underneath the stick of the defender and then around. The goaltender came to the right post, and Sobchuk took it behind and brought it in on the left post. So beautiful work by Sobchuk.
He's continued his absolutely fantastic weekend. It came off the turnover, so I think this is going to be unassisted as he just scooped that up in the neutral zone and popped it in.
I'm not sure he put it in. We have to take a look and see if that Adelaide defender was getting too close. It may have been in off his stick.
Well, either way, Adelaide were burned in tight by the elite import. Gets his 16th point in his 6th game played. What a pace he is on. Here, down low, is Sobchuk again. Backhands it in front of the net, and it goes off the boards. And finally, Zach Steele will carry things out into the neutral zone. Steele cuts his way through traffic. Entering the way, and he gets barreled down. A huge hit from Daryl Dunsford. What a knock on Zach Steele, who's been dishing him out all season. Shot from the point, tipped a little bit wide by Adelaide. Nathaniel Benson cycles it around back to Captain Joey McDougall. And Showtime, McDougall has his puck taken away. Steve Best throws one on net. There was a rebound there if they wanted it. Nathaniel Benson and Joey McDougall go to work behind the goals. McDougall loses an edge, and he's battling away with Daryl Dunsford. And McDougall throws down Dunsford. And Joey McDougall's going to get a penalty for that after he gave a big shot to 77 Dunsford.
Now, it looks like the Rampage might just take it on a little bit further, which could mean we get the penalties. But at the moment, there's only one.
They were certainly having some words. They were tangled up behind the play, and then I don't know if anything was said or whatever went on, but at the end of the day, Mctaggart he's going for slashing, but it was, look at this, I think it was a hit in the face. Look at that big shot, though, that Dunsford gave Zach Steele earlier in the shift.
Yeah.
This was huge. Oh. But the penalty comes from behind the play. There's Mctaggart and Dunsford. They were exchanging some words. You can see 26 on Adelaide, 77 in Brisbane. It's going to be the first power play
there we
today.
go. That was a high stick that came up there. Yeah. But I would have thought that it was Steele because Dunsford really did knock Steele down.
He certainly did. That was a huge hit. He's making his presence felt early in this. So the first power play opportunity for the Rampage. They were 1 for 4 in the game yesterday, and that was a decisive power play goal. Sharp angle shot. That goes wide and is going to wrap all the way out of play, and Noah Malin just powers his way. Aaron Korstens will just smartly lob this one down the length of the ice to try to eat away some seconds. Rampage walk out of the zone. Right side. Entering the zone. They'll play it back towards the point. The Rampage will try to set things up. Barnes centering play. Mctaggart swiping from Adelaide will have an opportunity while shorthand. Darren Korstens fakes the shot. Fires one out on goal. There was a rebound there and Andrew Chen couldn't quite knock it in. Brisbane will take it the other way. It's stick poked by Andrew Chen. Stretch pass ahead, and Barnes is behind the defense. He walks in, centering, loose puck in the slot. Jake Riley ties it up, and he's away 2-on-1, short-handed with Darren Korstens. Riley walks in, he'll shoot off of Nova Sedlak and into the corner. Korstens on the rebound, and Nova Sedlak makes the second save.
Yeah, Harley Anderson cleared that at first, but boy, it bounced off the boards right out to in front of Nova Sedlak, and he fortunately got his glove on it.
Adelaide getting their best opportunities on a man.
This is what we saw yesterday when the Rampage got their best opportunities down a man. So they pick up the pace, don't they?
53 seconds to go in the man advantage for the Brisbane Rampage. Joey Mctaggart in the box for that high stick. I think the penalties they could have called on that.
Oh, I agree.
Jack Connor walks his way out. Plays it off to the left side. Stick checked, and again, Adelaide shorthanded. This time it's a 3-on-1. Freeman centering play was intercepted by Johnny Bale. That would have been an easy shot on goal for Adelaide, but Johnny Bale broke up the play. Adelaide will chip this back down behind the goal. Only 3 seconds to go in the Brisbane man advantage, and Adelaide has had the best opportunities in this attack. Right side again. Jake Hazel plays it back in behind the goal, and now 15 seconds to go, and Brisbane will start to get the regular forward lines and try to get back to a normal rotation, knowing that this power play isn't going far right now. Sobchuk skates his way up, plays it in behind goal as the penalty comes to an end. Jake Hazel looking for a man out of the box, lobs it ahead. He found Joey Mctaggart, was just a little bit too far for him. Mctaggart tips it forward. Swatted at by Jordan Freeman. Mctaggart, a big hit laid there by Ben Hanberg, getting the body in there. Sobchuk is centering play. He was looking for Mctaggart, intercepted, and Freeman will lob this forward, and it's sticked away from the Brisbane player who will knock this away. I think there might be a new jersey out there. Got Daryl Dunsford, long shot in there, and it's a nice glove save from Friedrich. Adelaide hollering at something. And Jordan Mctaggart has come right up to the Adelaide bench, and Steve Best and Mctaggart now are pushing each other. Right in front of the Adelaide bench, Jordan Mctaggart came right in front, and they started skirmishing, and now Steve Best is tying it up. Well, when you play each other 2 days in a row, things try to get chippy, don't they, Brendan?
They really do, and Best has, I suppose you could say, taunted Mctaggart.
Well, look, Mctaggart is now still in the bench. He's being just forcibly taken away.
Yeah. But he had been mouthing off with someone on the bench, and then Best came over, and Best was going to have a couple of words with him.
Yeah, and Steve Best and Jordan Mctaggart are both going to go to the penalty box. Adelaide bench is not happy at all about something.
Jordan Mctaggart stopped in front of the Adelaide bed, and there's a bit of jawing going on there, and then that's when Best came in and decided he was going to have a word with Mctaggart.
Well, they'll sort out some paperwork. It's going to be a 4-on-4 passage of play for the next 2 minutes. It is a 1-0 lead off a great effort from Owen Sobchuk. What else is new? Draw will come to the right of Friedrich.
Jack Connor appears to know the Adelaide players as well. Did he get down there to play?
I'm not too sure, actually. He might have.
He's a good friend of Harley Anderson, so have to check it out.
Yeah, he's another Gold Coast bar. He owns one of the coolest bars, I'm told, Jack Connor.
He does.
Nathaniel Benson kicks it to himself. He's looking for a man coming in. Benson walks in. He was looking for McDougall in front of the net. And Brisbane will pick this up and cycle their way back. Marco Bertosa plays it off to Jack Connor.
And nicely done, too, that little between the legs bit. But here we go once again.
Can't clear the zone. Adelaide trying to keep this alive. It's swatted down from Siemens. Benson trying to hold the line and finally picked up by Owen Sobchak, who will evade the defender and he'll head up the ice. Makes Nathaniel Benson bait, and now Sobchak has some daylight and he dances around one. Zach Steele is there first and it's played off the board, and Adelaide will slow things down with 1:17 to go on 4-on-4. And now here's Nathaniel Benson. He cuts to the ice. Siemens walks in, fired a shot. He had an open side of the net and he just missed it wide. Back down low. Glorious opportunity from Jared Siemens, the pride of Edmonton. Off on the left side, Sobchak will cycle things back and he'll try to get a wave of play for the Rampage. Off onto the right side, pass to nobody in particular, and Tom Sack. Pace has slowed down all of a sudden in this 4-on-4 play. Korstens, he's got Jake Riley going forward with him. Gives it to Riley. Riley whistles a shot. That one goes off the backboards. Novosedlak was trying to knock it down, but Bertosa will just play this to the neutral zone, and Adelaide will reset.
It looked like that one was going to settle down off the screen there, but it came right back out, and Nick was very much
Riley,
on the ball.
Korstens fans on the shot, and now tipped back in the neutral zone. So Adelaide carrying a bit more of the play of the last few minutes after Brisbane came storming out of the gate. Jake Riley walks in, dangles around the outside. He'll stop, look for someone to work with. Riley back to the point, tried to find Tom Sack, pass a little bit errant. 4-on-4 play coming to an end. Adelaide carried most of the play. Both come out of the box as Jack Connor flicks it off the boards. Barnes was looking for Harley Anderson. That was tipped, so icing will be waved off. Tom Sack plays it around the boards. Jake Hazel plays it into the neutral zone. Jack Barnes has the puck taken from Steve Best. Best walks in with Levesque, fires a shot, and a toe save from Nick Novosedlak, who makes another challenging stop.
That was directly into the bottom corner there, and Nick went down in the butterfly and got his toe on it, and it really was quite a great stop because it was going in. It was really going in.
Steve Best scored a goal last night and was looking for number 2. He's got a few on the season so far. He's been one of Adelaide's elite local goal scorers for a good number of years now.
Well, there seems to be a little bit more animosity tonight. Rough stuff. But the Adelaide ability to forecheck and keep it in the Rampage end is amazing.
Adelaide making a late change. Maley wins the draw, goes back to the point. Freeman has the shot tipped by Noah Maley. That one deflects wide. Jake Hazel centering play. He was looking for Daniel Chen, and here comes the dangerous Sobchak. Right side. He was looking up for Popovic, and Popovic couldn't settle it down. Played back in there, and now a big shot laid after the play by Ben Hanberg. Zach Steele evades the defender, chips it back on the backhand, and plays it off the side of the goal for Jake Hazel. Chip forward to Daniel Chen. Chen back to Hazel. Left side. With a bit of speed, Daniel Chen, and he just loses control of the puck at the last second as Brisbane will play it behind, and a big crunch that took off the helmet of Daniel Chen. Chen's got to go off because he doesn't have a helmet, or does he? He goes and plays. He went to play the puck without a helmet, and I think that's going to be a penalty. So Daniel Chen, you can't play when you have that helmet taken off. You have to go off. Adelaide's bench, I think, is questioning why the whistle wasn't blown dead.
Got to go straight to the bench when that helmet comes off. You know, players' safety is number one priority. But I was a bit surprised when it got knocked off there. It looked like a bit of a cross-check, but it played on.
There's the play. That was the replay right there, Brendan. It was a hit right there that knocked the helmet off.
On the backboards in the Brisbane end.
And Daniel Chen is going to go to the box for playing on the puck without a helmet. So just a penalty Adelaide didn't necessarily need to take. So 7:09 to go, and Brisbane looking to get another goal to expand their goal lead that they had by the virtue of Owen Sobchak.
A lot of chirping going on from the Adelaide bench there, and Sobchak's right there.
Sobchak on the left side. He finds Mctaggart. Off to the right for Barnes. Barnes looking for Sobchuk across the ice, and Johan Levesque got a stick on it. Adelaide will now try to clear. Levesque couldn't quite get possession of it. Sobchuk, a nice pass, saucered over to Anthony Barnes. Harley Anderson back to Barnes. Barnes has a heavy shot. Works his way down low. Cross-ice pass, tipped down in the slot, and Adelaide will finally be able to clear this up. It's lobbed on the right side. That is a high stick if Mctaggart touches it, and he will. That should be stopped. It is 30 seconds into the power play.
Well, I think he should have touched it right away to make sure the power play doesn't slip away, you know?
Yeah, Adelaide wasn't going to touch the puck. They would have been happy for that just to whistle off another 90 seconds right there.
So true, so true.
Draw will come just outside the Brisbane zone. Brisbane, their second power play opportunity of the game. Owen Sobchuk scored at 13:41 to make it a 1-0 game for Brisbane. Shots on goal right now, Brisbane 8, Adelaide 6. Right side, entering the zone, Mctaggart. He's got Josh Anderson in front of the net, but Mctaggart will curl back towards the boards. Harley Anderson ticked away from Joey McDougall, and Anderson will go back.
Really, they can take the shot. They've got to take the shot. They just don't seem to be doing it.
Sobchuk, right side, entering the zone is Mctaggart, looking for Anderson, a tip shot, that goes a little bit wide. Back down in is Josh Anderson.
Into Barnes.
Barnes back behind the boards. He scored one last night, Barnes, on a nice pass from Sobchuk. And he's got the puck now, throws it in front of the crease, and nobody was there to knock it home. Josh Anderson, what a best he was last night in Adelaide's side. Sobchuk looking for Mctaggart. It takes a funny bounce off the board, and it's just kept in by the outstretched player. And now Noah Maley somehow hounds away with it. Maley's going to have a chance. He walks in, fires one on goal, and Nick Novosedlak will glove that.
Well, it's a nice glove save, but I'll tell you, that was really something down the Rampage attack is just missing by an inch.
Not a lot of shots on goal on the Brisbane power plays so far.
Oh.
Noah Maley getting another shot. I think Adelaide's had more than half their shots while shorthanded.
Very good. In 27 seconds left. I honestly look at the Brisbane team, and they look a bit tired tonight to me, but we'll just see how things go.
Foot race for it between Popovics and Jordan Freeman. Freeman, a no-look pass that goes right back to Anthony Santilli. And Santilli will have his pocket picked by his own teammate Jack Honor, who leads Popovics forward. It's a 2-on-1. Popovics in tight. He was stick checked away from Johan Levesque. Jake Hayes will play this off to the right side, but they can't clear the zone. That one's blocked. Adelaide trying to clear. They finally do. It's played back out as the penalty comes to an end. Darren Korstens will enter the zone. Korstens chips it forward. It's knocked down by Sobchuk and played back toward the center line where Jordan Freeman. Vancouver Island boy Jordan Freeman. He's in Adelaide going to learn how to become a physio. Levesque swats it forward. He's got Daniel Chen. It's a 2-on-1 here. Chen blows it tire. Korstens in front. He tipped it a little bit wide. Good effort from Chen to get the pass off. Is that now curling and Karamine in front of the goal? Adelaide with a change. Sack plays it up wide. Daniel Chen chips it forward. It's grabbed by Tom Sack. Sack cycles it back. Under 5 to go opening period. Just a Sobchuk goal, the only in the game so far.
Once again, Adelaide gets an odd man rush here, 3-2.
Benson tried to cut his way up towards the front of the net. His new look top line. Best looking for Benson behind the goal. Benson tries to put the back of the goal. It's scooped up by the Brisbane defender and right the stick of Steve Best.
Bertosa's trying to hassle him there.
And he was. It was effective as Bertosa forced an awkward pass. Centering play looking for Nathaniel Benson, and Brisbane quite content just to flick the puck into the Adelaide zone. And they'll get a suite of changes on, and Adelaide will head back up the ice. McDougall chip forward. Goes off his stick. Long pass the other way, and Mctaggart's going to pounce on a loose puck down the right side. Long shot. It goes off the side of the net. Funny bounce off the board. Sobchuk was there, and Joey McDougall has to play this to safety. Adelaide can't clear. Long shot in. Tipped down low. Jeremy Friedrich comes out of his crease and uses that right glove to bring that one in.
That was a beautiful save there because that shot from the point was aiming for Sobchuk and the deflection there. But Adelaide continues to have all the energy and Brisbane all the luck so far.
Adelaide swats this forward. Adelaide was almost off on an odd man break, but Brisbane did a good job of keeping this in. Swatting forward was Popovics, and it's finally chipped out from Jared Siemens, but Patty Popovics gets there first. Right side. Josh Anderson flicks it forward right at Jeremy Friedrich. Oh boy, that was a funny bounce, and that was one. Sometimes the easiest ones are the hardest ones to make. You were a goalie, Brendan.
Well, listen, a big thing about me was I was a goalie so long ago that I don't remember those. I only remember the good nights, and there was plenty of those.
Adelaide back on 5-on-5 play. They've outscored teams a wide margin on 5-on-5. The early story in this season is Adelaide's special team. They've allowed 3 shorthanded goals, and they've been beat by other teams' power play, so that's something that they've got to work on. Riley enters the zone, fires a shot, big rebound, looking for there. Johan Levesque was cutting towards the net, and Jack Connor just upended him.
Popovic didn't take kindly to that last little jab from number 12.
Yeah, this is a lot chippier than last night.
A lot chippier, yeah.
Still tight, though, just like it was last night. Adelaide will have this draw come just outside the attacking zone. Harley Anderson against Noah Maley. Mctaggart bumped into the draw, and it's finally knocked forward by Dunsford. It's a 2-on-1. Mctaggart over to Anderson, and Anderson had that clunk off his stick and go a little bit wide. Mctaggart on the second effort. Anthony Barnes firing it in front of the net. It took a funny hop. Freeman now working against Mctaggart, who is relentless on the forecheck, and Harley Anderson will scoop it up. Off towards the right side. Dunsford off to Anderson. Anderson in front of the net. There was a diving player in front, and Ben Handberg just tied up Jordan Mctaggart at the last second. Stretch pass ahead, and Daniel Chen received a knock. Dunsford will go back and get it first and play it around the boards. Noah Maley try to keep it in, but it's knocked down and one-handed from Barnes up, but it goes back to the Adelaide defense. Neutral zone turnover. Barnes working against Handberg. Barnes, right side. Mctaggart got Harley Anderson with him. He finds Anthony Barnes, upended by the Adelaide defense, and they'll chip it forward back in the neutral zone. And that somehow gets behind the defense, and it's Daniel Chen there first. Burns around one. He's rubbed off the puck from Johnny Bale. Jake Hazel on the rush. It's 2 Adelaide defenders on the attack. Steve Best tried to go short side. That one goes wide. Adelaide will reset their defensive structure. Looking for Steve Best. Goes off to the near boards. Lachlan Young trying to rampage him off the puck, and it goes back towards the center line. Young scoops it up. That's knocked away from Daniel Chen. Steve Best finds Tommy Sack. Looking for McDougall. McDougall leads Benson ahead. Benson cuts towards the front of the net, and he gets that puck taken away from Anthony Santilli, and he'll go off 3-on-2 for the Rampage. Right side to Lachlan Young. Young on goal, and Young gets a shot after, but he got the shot on goal, and Jeremy Friedrich makes his 11th save of the period.
Well, that was an excellent race by the Rampage as they moved it up. They had a 3-on-2. There have been a lot of odd man rushes by the Avalanche, and that's where I say they haven't had the luck, because the puck bounces and just they don't seem to be able to click those passes once they're over the Rampage line.
Mctaggart loses the draw this time. He's been pretty good in the face-off circle for the most part this weekend. Will there be another goal this period, or will it remain 1-0? Joey McDougall has this go off his stick, and he'll go hound the puck in the corner. Back to Steve Best. He tried the one time, didn't get all of it. And that gets melted in the corner. Bertosa lobs it forward to the dangerous Sobchuk. It's a 2-on-1. Popovic towards the net. Sobchuk cuts his way in, still on the puck, centering play. He was looking for Mctaggart. All 3 imports on the top line right now. Jack Connor whiffs at one, but he plays it back towards his dangerous forward group. Mctaggart off the back end of Popovic. 2 top players going head-to-head here. Chen cuts up the ice. Mctaggart plays it towards the center line, and it's gobbled up by Sobchuk. Sobchuk, 5 points on the weekend, looking for 6. Has that one go wide. Nathaniel Benson tries to clear the zone. He gets upended, and it's finally scooped up by a partnering player in Darren Corstens.
Harley Anderson gave him a good shot over there.
2 former teammates, Harley Anderson and Nathaniel Benson.
Yeah. You know, it was nice to say it was a good shot, but it was a clean shot.
Anderson is a big body, and he's not afraid to use that size.
I'll tell you what I've been surprised with is the fact that you've got this new guy, Lachlan Young, and he looks to be maybe just kind of struggling a bit out there.
Up on the left side, entering the zone. Shot on goal. It's deflected into the corner and off the boards. 15 seconds to go. Levesque finds a man behind the goal. Walking down the left side, centering play, looking for Levesque again, and Jack Connor will flick it into the boards. Josh Anderson, if he can clear, he'll kill the time. He gets laid out in the corner by Zach Steele. Zach Steele with a huge hit to finish the period. My goodness. And I think Connor's a bit slow to get up. I don't know
I
if
think we've got Josh Anderson was the one that took that hit.
Well, let's see the replay of that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Zach Steele walked into him like a freight train.
No, that was amazing.
I don't know if we'll have that on replay. It would be a good one to see. Here it is.
Now there we go. See, it's Josh Anderson going to pick it up, and here we go.
Huge hit.
Well, Josh Anderson reversed his motion and
met Zach Steele
right head on. So that was quite the hit by Zach Steele, and he is setting a pace for the second period. So we'll look forward to a bit more of that. Complete control.
It's 1-0 after one. Teams trading shots, but Brisbane have the goal. You're watching PHL hockey. We'll be back in about 10 with the second period. Back in Brisbane, PHL hockey, the Rampage off the stick of guess who? Owen Sobchuk makes it a 1-0 game. Both goaltenders had to make a few really nice saves in that. But Brendan Boyle, a game that is a bit more chippy than last night.
Not only is it chippy, but as you watch it, the Rampage seem to have the energy and the speed, and they have had so many odd man rushes, but they just haven't been able to get that last pass to click. So we should see something quite interesting in the second period, seeing as how Brisbane has got to be slowing down a bit.
Shots on goal are 12-9. Talked to Adelaide's coach, Sammy Mantier. He said that Adelaide's forwards got to stop running into the Brisbane defense. Just go around them, is what he said.
Well, it would be nice to go around like a hoop around barrel, but the big thing is that Rampage are the only ones that have managed to light the lamp, so let's just see if the Adelaide can take it away this time.
Another close game between these two teams. Sobchuk circles back in his own end. He'll chip this one forward and it goes all the way down the ice. I don't know if it will be icing. It is not icing as Chen whiffs on the clearance attempt, and it's finally played around the boards right to Johan Levesque. Levesque has the puck taken away. Brisbane on the counterattack. Walks in tight behind the goal. Sobchuk centering play. He was looking for Josh Anderson, who got sticked away at the last second. Sobchuk walks in from the right side, fires one through, and Jeremy Friedrich sticks out that glove and makes the save.
Excellent shot by Sobchuk, going for that top corner there, but the flash of the leather there by the Adelaide goaltender turned it away. I tell you, it really was nice to see the Rampage getting a little bit of pressure there, because they have been reacting to Adelaide a lot more than forcing Adelaide to react.
Mctaggart will take the draw, this time against Joey McDougall. Two Canadians going head-to-head. Mctaggart takes the shot off the goal, and they'll just reset and do it again.
Well, I'll tell you, it was interesting that he got that shot off so quickly.
Mctaggart, 8 goals on the season. Didn't score last night, but 8 goals in 5 games is a pretty good start for the import forward who now resides on the Gold Coast. Mctaggart centering play. He gets that knocked away, and he gets absolutely dumped right after by Zach Steele again. Adelaide go the other way. Joey McDougall behind the goal, centering play, intercepted by Johnny Bale, and Brisbane will clear, and they'll go on an odd man rush. Mctaggart just couldn't quite corral the puck, and Siemens will chip this out. No glass there that time. It goes right into the vents. A nice catch actually down there by Cody Dushka. You see that on the left hand?
It was beautiful, but that was quite a hit down at the far end, and Mctaggart's now stretching his back a little bit. He's a bit surprised because it seemed like a bit of a late hit. They shouldn't have been, he shouldn't have had to worry about that at that point because he'd already cleared it away.
Zach Steele throwing the body around. Might have got away with one right there.
That was a great face-off brought back by Sobchuk, but it was missed by the defender.
Barnes tries to lay into the attacking forward in front of his own bench. Paddled down by Jeremy Friedrich, and Jordan Freeman will scoop it up. Tipped off the near boards. Handberg centering play, too hot for Maley, and it goes right back the other direction. Mctaggart swats it forward. Picks up the puck again on the turnover. Tries to lay it around the boards, but Noah Maley hounds it away. He works out to his left, and Maley gets trucked down by Daryl Dunsford. Dunsford has been a wrecking ball out there too. That's about his 3rd big hit that he's given out this game. Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
You don't try to do a little quick dipsy doodle around a player when he's that set up and ready to knock you over.
Dunsford rifles it in behind the goal. Harley Anderson chasing this one down. Working down on the attack now. Brisbane try to get this one away. It's Ethan Cornford on the ship. Now Mctaggart joins the rush. He's tied up behind the boards by Jordan Freeman. Mctaggart working down low. He tried to find Harley Anderson in the slot. It gets back out to the left point to Johnny Bale, former Blue Tongues player. Back down on the right side, grabbed by Jordan Freeman. Freeman knocked away. Adelaide will chip this forward. They were looking for a stretch pass. It just goes through Bertosa's hands, and Adelaide will play this around the boards. And a player took an awkward dive into the bench on an awkward line change. There's only one door on these gates here, so it becomes a little bit awkward at times. Darren Korstens working in the zone. Korstens, sharp angle shot. That one gets knocked away. Jake Riley on the rebound. Riley only has 2 goals on the season. He's waiting to get going. He's an elite goal scorer. We're just waiting for him to explode in Adelaide. And Korstens, he gets knocked off the puck, still hounding away at it. Jake Riley will dig it in the corner. Riley will stop the puck, sails on him a little bit, and Brisbane might go the other direction, 2-on-2. Mctaggart up towards the center of the ice. He walks in, and Andrew Chen stands into him, and the puck will squirt free into the corner. Jake Riley Loses control. Mctaggart trying to hold on to it. Here's Johan Levesque. Levesque down in the corner. Can he clear? He has to go the other direction, and it'll be finally grabbed by Tommy Sack. Sack almost turns over the puck. There's Cornford in on him. Sack finally chips it out towards the right side. Not quite out as Jake Riley will dip his way back and swerve off to the left side. Lob to Johan Levesque. Levesque enters the zone, trying to find Korstens in the slot. That's shoveled away. Here's Tom Sack walking in. Sack fires a shot, scores! Adelaide's on the board. Tom Sack capitalizes off a turnover.
Once again, the forechecking by Adelaide puts the pressure on, and a poor clear by the defenseman there. The Rampage had it, and then they just slipped off the end of their stick, and boom, right to the Adelaide charging defenseman here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. It was an assist to that Brisbane player, Marco Bertosa. Tape-to-tape pass to Tommy Sack.
He was trying to toe it out, and it came off the toe right back to the Adelaide player.
Well, Adelaide get their first goal of the game, and now it is a 1-1 contest. The first goal they've slipped by Nick Novosedlak, who has been the star of the weekend so far.
The pressure is relentless from Adelaide, especially with their forechecking, and that's what has really surprised me. The Rampage don't seem to be able to break out of their end as smoothly as they should.
Referees just having a quick word. It's one of the referees down there. This is what the delay is. I'm looking down. See that referee bent over. He's asking for a couple painkillers. I think he might have got a quick knock. That's the linesman.
He got knocked in the first period down here in the Adelaide end, and there were two players that were
I think he's just a little bit winded as well. So I think I don't know if his day is not necessarily done, but going to go on a pause. Yeah, the door is being opened for him, so we really hope, I'm not too sure his name to be totally honest, but I hope that he can make a quick recovery, take a quick breather. There's still two referees and a linesman out there, so they'll have more than enough people to carry it there. It always helps having 2 and 2, 2 linesmen, 2 referees, but
100%, especially when you've got a game like this is getting a bit chippy. You need the referees to keep looking at the chippy stuff while the linesmen go in and try to sort it out, but also they pick up the puck and bring it back for the face-off. Looks like one of our referees is going to turn into a linesman.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So one of the bands are coming off. Both of the bands are coming off even. So we'll go to a 1 ref, 2 lines person crew.
Which was the standard.
It used to be that way, yeah, back in simpler times.
Well, I tell you, back when players weren't as fast and they didn't keep you guessing like they do now.
So it's a goal to Tom Sack. It will be unassisted. That is what is just leveled the score, just 3.5 minutes into the second period. So Adelaide and Brisbane back to where we started this game, all tied up. And we're underway. Mctaggart versus McDougall. McDougall wins the draw, and it's taken by Zach Steele. Steele tries to enter the zone, and he gets tangled up. Steele's had a hook there from Josh Anderson. He got tangled up. Siemens leaves the zone, finds Zach Steele on the left. Steele leading a man ahead. Nathaniel Benson will get in behind Daryl Dunsford. Johnny Bale will greet him. Steele still on the puck. Tries to find Joey McDougall. He bats it back towards Zach Steele. Steele will just chip it back down low. Steele evades one. He's in tight. Fires the shot off the post. What an opportunity from the young forward, Zach Steele, and Brisbane are going to go the other way with numbers. Working down the left side. Here's Sobchuk, so dangerous, cuts his way in. Oh my goodness, that would have been a thing of beauty, but he was just stick checked at the last second. Adelaide go the other direction. 2-on-2. Benson with McDougall. McDougall in tight, walks in, centering play. Benson gets a stick on it, he gets tied up. He's going to draw a penalty. Brisbane bench not loving it, but Joey McDougall, he sent the puck to the center of the ice, and I think maybe Nathaniel Benson was just a little bit impeded with going towards the net.
It seemed like almost a replay of Sobchuk's big effort at the far end, because Sobchuk did the same thing, got in close and then put it back out front.
Yep, right there. Yep, the hook on the hands.
Are you sure it wasn't just a stick raise?
We'll see. Let's take a look at that. Well,
he's obviously got the penalty, so it's a mute point.
Adelaide will go to the power play, and it was something that Adelaide, it's been much to be desired, Adelaide's special teams right now. They've had a couple team meetings to try to adjust that today. That was the big talking point. Adelaide power play as McDougall cycles this back to Tom Sack. Sack Plays it off to Joey McDougall. Watch Ben Handberg on the off wing. He's got an absolute cannon. He'll hang around that hash mark just waiting for the puck. Brisbane, though, were excellent on the penalty kill yesterday. 5 for 5. That was the big difference. Brisbane's penalty kill. Mctaggart going right back at Ben Handberg, and Mctaggart causing some problems, and Adelaide will cough it up the center. Sobchuk has been a catalyst in so many different ways. McDougall swats this, and now Jake Riley gives a late hit to Sobchuk, and Jake Riley's going to get the gate. Nope. It's going to be Sobchuk going. I thought it was Jake Riley that was getting the penalty. It's a cross-check from Owen Sobchuk, and Adelaide's going to go 5-on-3. This will be an interesting replay to look. Let's see. Here's Sobchuk. Yep, there's the cross-check right in the back of Joey McDougall. That's a plain sight.
Well, that's a double cross-check because, yeah, he hits him, but then there we go. He receives one as well from Riley.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of stiff that Riley didn't get a penalty, but it was certainly a penalty to Sobchuk. But Riley probably should have got one too. Here's Nathaniel Benson, 5-on-3. Adelaide has this for 1 minute and 10 seconds. How much have they worked on special teams? It's whiffed by Levesque on the side, and now shorthanded, down by 2 men. Brisbane can't quite clear the zone. Benson keeps it alive. Levesque finds Siemens, kick down towards Steve Best. Best to Siemens. Siemens fakes, fires, scores! It's a net attack. Nathaniel Benson makes it 2-1 on the man advantage.
Fabulous shot into the top corner there. I mean, really, the puck had eyes there. Nick Novosedla came out, but it just sailed over his shoulder and into the top corner.
Well, you saw Siemens to Sack,
yep,
and Best to Siemens. And that was tailor-made 5-on-3 for Adelaide. So Adelaide is still on the power play for another 94 seconds.
And this is a reflection of the fact that I thought that the Rampage were getting a bit tired. And it certainly looked that way as they did not pursue on the penalty kill.
That was the big talking point from this Avalanche team pre-game when you talk to their coaches. Need to be better on special teams. They've killed 2 penalties and they scored 1 power play goal in the game so far. So far, so good in the adjustments made for Adelaide. Helps when you have a 5-on-3, though. Sack through traffic, tipped down low, and Novosedlak had to get the pad down quickly.
But if we take a look at the power play, that's moving smoothly, but the penalty kill is not chasing them.
Shot through traffic. Novosedlak gets the pad down. He's been quick smart on those all weekend long. Jake Riley from a sharp angle in behind the goal, and a player gets dumped down. An Adelaide player is really sore. That's Daniel Chen, sore on the knee getting up. He got dumped in front. I think he took an awkward collision down, and Chen is holding his knee, or he's adjusting his shin pad at least.
We'd have to see that on a replay because
yeah, he's limping off. He's really uncomfortable.
You got to wonder whether the Rampage player gave him a good hack in the back of the arm.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, right there.
We didn't actually get to see it from that camera, but if we take another look, let's see.
It's a tough one out there. I mean, it's been a very physical game. There's been hits in this one, hasn't there?
Yeah.
People are paying the toll as Brisbane win the draw, and they're just going to send this all the way out. So that's a good start as Brisbane will look to kill off the last 44 seconds.
There's been a lot of late hits, too, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah, I think the coaches, both of them, when you talk to them in the intermission, just looking for a bit more consistency. But it's a tough game out there. It moves so fast, doesn't it? And now Brisbane go the other way, shorthanded. Mctaggart's going to have a chance to level things. He's in all alone. Mctaggart, score! No! Stopped by Jeremy Friedrich. The net came off, but Friedrich somehow standing his ground. Well, I thought that one was in, but Mctaggart was robbed while shorthanded.
It looked very close there, and I think that there was a little bit of good defensive play coming back to make Mctaggart think a bit before he took his shot. Here we go. We're just across the blue line, and then here we go. The Adelaide defenseman came in.
Maybe just forced him to move a little bit to his left.
That's it. There was no option to go right.
Well, the intensity has certainly been dialed up compared to last night. 21 seconds to go on the penalty to Owen Sobchuk. Adelaide will have to be conscious of Sobchuk coming out of the box. He is a lethal player.
That's for sure. 5
points on the weekend so far. He is the star of this Pacific Hockey League in the early goings of this season.
And we've got it being held in there by the Rampage player. Lovely.
Really nice penalty killing effort on that second one as Sobchuk comes back in, and he is going to try to take advantage of a turnover. Sobchuk gobbles it up. Nice pass across, intercepted from Darren Korstens. Adelaide up the middle of the ice. Sobchuk stops, pops, flicks it forward. Sobchuk, look, when he gets going, he is almost unstoppable. Adelaide come back 3-on-2. Benson walks in. Korstens, backhanded shot, scores! It was a screen in front of the net. And Adelaide has their third consecutive goal. It's 3-1. Scorebug says 1-1. I assure you it's 3-1.
There we go. It's all timed up now. But
let's see who get. I don't know if this was tipped in.
I think it just slipped under his pad there.
Benson.
Here we go. See that?
Yeah, it did.
Just slipped under his. Didn't get the leg pad down tight against the ice and went away.
So Darren Korstens has another goal on the season, and it's 3 straight goals.
And during that last session, Best was desperately chasing around after Sobchuk to give him a couple of extra hits, but he wasn't quite getting them. But it didn't matter because they were able to get it in and beautifully slide it under Novosedlik's left pad.
3 goals in 4 minutes for Adelaide. Adelaide last weekend, they scored 14 goals, and they had 11 different goal scorers, would you believe it? Just balanced attack from Adelaide.
That is a fabulous lineup that they have there.
Brisbane will now try to counterattack. Played forward by the young Lachlan Young. Chipped around the boards. Cornford tries to keep this one in, and the Adelaide trying to throw the body around. What kind of pushback will Brisbane have? They've allowed 3 goals in the last 4 minutes. 1 on the 5-on-3, 2 at even strength. Stretch pass ahead. Ben Handberg tips it down, and it's a nice job from Daryl Dunsford to break up the play. And now Johnny Bale will have to retreat as Dan Chen back on the ice. Adelaide looking for some support from Noah Maley, but coming away with it is Anthony Santilli, and he'll play this off to Dunsford. Dunsford has been the most physical player in this game. He has made a big difference. And a big hit at the center line, and that one is between Young and Freeman. But Adelaide now at the puck, back towards the point. Mcdougall winds, fires, shot, and a big shot block by Young, and he is really slow to get up. What an effort from Young on the shot block, and now a couple players dumped down in the corner and tangled up. There's going to be enough penalty coming. I think this one is to Brisbane once again. Brisbane going to go to the box again. Yep. It will be Josh Anderson getting the gate.
Now let's take a look here and see what he gets it for.
Interference call. So Adelaide's power play is going to go to work for the 3rd time in about a 3-minute stretch.
There has been a lot of going out of their way to make the body contact, and once again we see Johnny Bale in there with Anderson.
Well, Adelaide can turn the screws here if they can get their 4th goal in just a short stretch of time. Jake Riley, sharp angle, cuts towards the back of the net. Riley with Chen in front of the net. Sack manning the point. Quick shot from Handberg. That goes off, and Brisbane might be off to the races 2-on-1. They'll float one in. It's a bouncing puck. Jeremy Friedrich had to get down and make the save.
That was Sobchuk's hockey sense. Send it down, make it bounce, and hope for the best.
Shots on goal this period is only a few on each direction. Adelaide have only 3 shots on goal in this period, believe it or not, and they have 3 goals. The first 3 shots on net have found the back of the net. Jake Riley walks his way down low. Chen to Riley. Finds Dougal at the point. Fakes the shot. Riley. Sharp angle shot. Rebound in the slot. Handberg looking for it, and Mctaggart will play this off to Sobchuk. It's a 2-on-1 of Mctaggart. Shorthand. Breakaway for the 2nd time. Off the post. In the back of the net.
What do they call that? Bar down.
A short-handed goal from Jordan Mctaggart.
He was the one man on the Rampage you want to get a breakaway. He's top gun. He's got a lot of points this year, and he can put away any breakaway.
It's his 2nd short-handed rush he's had, and got stopped on the first opportunity. This time he went high, and guess who has an assist on that again?
Sobchuk.
Sobchuk has been involved all 6 goals that have been scored from Brisbane this weekend.
Oh, that was...
Well, Adelaide's special teams taking a step back, allowing a shorthanded goal. That's their 4th shorthanded goal, and this is the 6th game of the season.
Oh, I tell you, that was super by the Rampages. It could have been, like you said, lights out for the Rampage if Adelaide had scored
Instead,
again.
here they come again, 2-on-1. Mctaggart with Sobchak to the net, and that's broken up. That would have been disastrous for the Avalanche, who had just scored 3 straight goals. Brisbane with a short-handed mark and still 30 seconds to go on the Adelaide power play. This game's got a bit wild.
Yeah, Sobchak is not a big man, but boy, he's strong because he was able to fight the big fight with that last keeping it against the wall there.
Levesque working down low. Adelaide have scored on all 3 shots they've had in the second period. Chipped out. Back towards the center line. Steve Best on the left side. Penalty coming to an end, so Brisbane not only killed this one off, they score on it, and Adelaide tries to go up high. That one went a little bit wide. Levesque bumped off the puck. Mctaggart battling down low. 3 Adelaide players, 2 Brisbane players, and it might be Brisbane coming away with the puck, and it is. Played forward. Dunsford gives a shot to Steve Best, and it goes all the way back out towards the center line. Working out on the right side. Adelaide down behind the goal, centering play, looking for Steve Best, and that's blocked by Dunsford, who will scoop up the puck and play it off to his right. Lobbed pass in behind the defense is Harley Anderson. Crowd starting to get in behind it with a few soccer chants behind the goal. I love to see it. Anderson in a dangerous area. That one goes a little bit wide. Now Josh Anderson. Sharp angle shot goes into the corner for Anthony Barnes. Barnes trying to play his way down low. Picked up by Tommy Sack, who scored one of the goals so far in this game. You like those chants happening? I love it.
Absolutely amazing, and it's great atmosphere, this place.
Handberg banks it off the boards, trying to find Noah Maley. They'll be playing together on that under-20 national team coming soon. Daniel Chen on this line. All 3 players on this Adelaide line will be going to the under-20 World Championships. That's the whole line for Adelaide.
It's a beautiful line, but you know, they're not getting it hit. The
Here,
Rampage are putting it back. I mean,
Chen trying to find his brother Daniel Chen. That's intercepted by Harley Anderson. That gets played in behind the goal. Picked up by Andrew Chen. Chen plays it off onto the ice, and Sobchak was bearing down on him. Adelaide had to flick it forward. Ben Handberg enters the zone. Handberg trying to fire a shot. Nova Sedlak makes the save. It's cleared the other direction, but it goes off the rear end of Handberg. Maley in tight. Maley trying to find somebody, and it's finally played out, and this will go all the way down in front of Jeremy Friedrich. Friedrich lays this off to Zach Steele. Adelaide with 3 goals this period. Brisbane with 1. Backhanded play. In tight on the goal. Down low. Mctaggart. Centering play. Back to the point. Sobchak off the post. Oh my goodness. If 6 points wasn't enough, he was looking for a 7th. And he might get one here. Sobchak finds a man in tight. Mctaggart blocker save from Jeremy Friedrich. This Brisbane import line is buzzing right now. Popovic's in tight. He fires one on goal, and Friedrich has to make a barrage of saves versus a very talented Brisbane line.
Oh, I tell you, they kept them hopping out there. Every moment was dangerous for Brisbane then.
Well, things are really ramping up in terms of intensity, aren't they?
Yeah. Interesting that Popovic didn't play last night's game, and it's good to see him out tonight because he's a great complement to Mctaggart and Sobchak.
Adelaide trying to work their way back in behind the goal. Here is Nathaniel Benson. Benson on the backhanded play. Whiffed on just a little bit as Benson now has it, and Benson gets hit down hard from Popovic, and there's going to be a penalty to Brisbane once again.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it is to Brisbane. It's going to be a cross-check. I think Popovic laid in to Nathaniel Benson. Or is it Adelaide going?
I was under the impression it was Adelaide, but yeah.
It's going to be a slashing call, and it's going to Brisbane. I thought that was the case. It was Popovic in on the corner on Nathaniel Benson. They called it slashing, although I didn't see the slash there. He didn't have a stick, so it makes it really hard to slash when you don't have a stick.
Well, it's an interesting call, but this late. There have been so many calls for Avalanche to give them the power play, but they have to be a little bit careful because
two short-handed breaks so far. But Adelaide have had 4 penalties go in their favor. So you'd think that games usually even out. So you'd think a couple are coming towards Brisbane.
That's what we hope. But I don't know if they will even out here tonight, because what you see with the penalties is a tired team.
Adelaide trying to chip it down low. They just conceded a shorthand goal. They've also scored a power play goal this period. Lots of goals coming on the special teams. One-timer shot from Sack. Was that it? Adelaide is saying it was in. It was Novoselic, I think, got down and made the save.
It hit the post and then came back and went under Novoselic's leg.
Let's see if we get a good replay of that. I think that is exactly what happened. There wasn't a big celebration on the ice. It's usually what you can tell.
Well, it didn't go deep enough in the net. It just hit the post and then back again. Let's see if this ref will move for us. Okay.
No, that's not in. Don't see it in there.
No, Bertosa was quick to get behind him there.
Back at the point.
But here we
Sack
go.
Plays it to Siemens. Siemens to Sack. Sack, shot on goal. Good save from Novoselic. Rebound, pop free. Adelaide couldn't quite bury it out. Back towards the right point. Tom Sack walking the line on the right side. Sack's already got one, but what a stick check from Sobchak, and here comes Mctaggart again. He's had 2 shorthanded breakaways this period, and one of them have been a goal. Mctaggart taking off the puck as this gets sent to the right side, but jumping in is Owen Sobchak, and here he comes again. Dangerous import, nice pass. Mctaggart fires a shot. That one gets deflected off the backboards, and Adelaide will set things down. These 2 imports, Mctaggart and Sobchak, are something to watch.
Well, they turned penalty killing into a power play.
So elusive off the rush. Now a good forecheck from Josh Anderson, and Anderson's going to have the puck in the corner. He got Mctaggart lurking in front of the net. Adelaide needing 2 bodies to get him off the puck, but it's just a really nice penalty effort from Josh Anderson, and Adelaide will scoop it out, but I think the whistle's already gone for a stoppage in play. What a great penalty kill from Brisbane.
You've got to admire the fact that these people have been coached well, and they move it up. But, I mean, when you've got a combination like Sobchak, Pucks, and Mctaggart, you really can take advantage of these power plays where the other team thinks they've got the advantage, but they haven't really.
Draw will come off to the right side of Jeremy Friedrich. And Brisbane off the draw almost took it away, but it was Joey McDougall strong on the puck, but he turns it over. Josh Anderson ties up his man again, and what an effort. This is Harley Anderson playing it back. Johnny Bale flicks it forward, but only 15 seconds to go on the Adelaide man advantage. That generated only maybe that one chance early, but the rest was Brisbane carrying the puck in the zone. Adelaide will have one more entry with the extra attacker. Adelaide down low. Steele, centering play. It was a nice tip pass, but Joey McDougall had that go wide. Man coming out of the box. Centering play. Benson intercepts it. Benson in front. Tip down low. And Brisbane just do enough to knock it away. Josh Anderson takes a hack at it in the corner. Anderson has been such a good penalty killer for Brisbane all weekend. Bale tries to play it around the other side of the boards. It's kept in by Steve Best. He finds Joey McDougall, the captain, bumped off by the ageless wonder Johnny Bale. Adelaide centering play in the slot, back to the point. Hazel through traffic, off a couple bodies in front of the net. Brisbane trying to clear, and the puck bounces over the Adelaide defender's stick.
Once again, great pressure by Adelaide, but they haven't been able to put the biscuit in the basket. And once again,
Freeman.
Center ice there. The Rampage are taking it away from Adelaide.
Adelaide chips it off the board. Shots on goal right now. Adelaide with 17, Brisbane with 19 is what the count that I've got right now, is Johnny Bale now in the corner. Played up on the right side. Brisbane will outlet the zone.
Well, we've got 3-on-2.
Yep, Mctaggart looking for Sobchak, and this is a centering play, and a big body crashes down, and Adelaide's going to get a penalty. I think this is Zach Steele on the, might have been a hooking call. He had tied up Harley Anderson going in tight on the net. And I think the captain of the Rampage is going to draw a penalty.
Harley Anderson was going for the big deflection there, and the nice thing was the pass was coming across.
So it'll be
Mctaggart was putting the pass across, and
so Brisbane, who have been shorthanded for most of this, they've had 4 penalties against them in this second period alone. Now they get their first power play opportunity, either third of the game. They are 0 for 2. We'll see what this special teams of the Rampage can do. They've got all their big guns out on the ice. Sobchak and Mctaggart will man the points, but it's going to be Adelaide with a break shorthanded. Darren Corstens cuts in front of the net. Corstens in tight. Oh, he sent it wide. Corstens on the second effort, centering play in front. And it was a nice effort again. And Adelaide, good shorthanded break. Working down the right side. Anderson walks in, finds Mctaggart, and now Brisbane will set things up. Cross-ice pass, it was right there for the take, but it clanked off Barnes' stick. Corstens, who just had that short-handed opportunity, scoops it up and centers it back towards the center ice, and Brisbane will regain possession and try to set things up again. Harley Anderson down low. He had Barnes going to the net, but Adelaide stick checked that away, and Tommy Sack will send this the length of the ice. Blocked by Nick Novosedlak. He plays it forwards, looking for the Brisbane attacker. They had to get back on side, and finally Josh Anderson enters, fires one through. Anderson walks in. That's blocked. Rebound pops free. All the way back to the point. Mctaggart trying to hold the line. Sobchak, so silky, works his way down low. Couldn't find a shooting lane, but he's still with the puck. Finally, two Adelaide players converge on him, and Jordan Freeman will get this forward and get out. And Harley Anderson will have to skate this one back. A couple good opportunities on each direction coming here. Sent down the length of the ice. That will go for icing, so Adelaide will have a zone and a face-off in the attacking zone.
It is a joy to watch Sobchak with his stick handling there as he kept everyone hypnotized down there, but the last pass slipped away.
A very eventful second period. Adelaide scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. It was Sack, Benson, and Corstens that had the goals. Mctaggart then scored a short-handed one. Brisbane entered the period with a 1-0 lead. Adelaide have a 3-2 lead now. Daniel Chen will just skate this back, and he's going to play this all the way back to his goalie, Jeremy Friedrich. And Friedrich has to play this the length of the ice. It'll be gloved down by Mctaggart with under 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Connor, left side, finds Sobchak. Sobchak taking off the puck, but he still maintains composure to find Mctaggart. Mctaggart on the backhand. Works his way all the way back to the point. One last chance for a setup for the Rampage with the man advantage. 0 for 2 entering this power play. 5 seconds away from going 0 for 3. Bale puts it down low. Mctaggart tied up. Brisbane try to set something up. A big hit late, but here's a shot in front of the net, and that one goes wide. Mctaggart was left all alone in front of the net. It just went off the stick a little bit wide. Team's back to full strength in a very close hockey game. Loose puck in front. Sobchak finds a man. Adelaide tied up. Friedrich is down, and he somehow makes the save with Brisbane getting in tight for an opportunity close to the Adelaide goalie.
Popovic was having a little bit of a discussion at the side of the net there.
Popovic's the third import in the squad. Jordan Ricketts is another import. Ricketts played last night. You look at the replay again.
McDougall gives him a bit of a face wash there to make sure. And then, Popovic returns the favor.
All's fair in love and hockey.
Well, that's for sure tonight.
Skirmish scored off the draw.
Steele has been making some fantastic heavy hits tonight.
Steele and Dunsford. Dunsford on the Rampage has been absolutely electric. You can't run, you just run into him. Zach Steele dishing out hits for Adelaide.
Now it looks
Stretch
like
pass on the right side. It's a breakaway. Johan Levesque, all alone. Levesque stopped by Novosedlak, and Levesque knocked it out of midair for another chance. It goes all the way back to the point. Kept in from Corstens. Corstens fires a shot through traffic. That one gets tipped wide. Adelaide still looking for another chance on the forecheck with the seconds ticking away. And now a player tied up behind it, and Adelaide's going to get another penalty. This will even up the score in terms of teams with power play opportunities. Johan Levesque's going to get the call, and Brisbane will go to the power play with just 33 seconds to go in the period.
That was interesting how he took the helmet off the Rampage player, but wasn't really done properly. And Novosedlak made a great glove save there, but the puck popped out of his glove and kept once again, the Avalanche have got this great forecheck, and they managed to keep it in all the time.
Adelaide tried to get a late change in, and the referee said no bueno.
Yeah.
So a big last 33 seconds for the Rampage. They've now evened up the penalty count, 4 against and 4-4 in terms of Brisbane penalties for and against. The score is still Adelaide has a 1-goal lead. They scored 3 goals this period. Brisbane has scored the 1. Sobchak and Mctaggart, the goal scorers for Brisbane. Sack, Benson, and Corstens for Adelaide. 20 seconds to go, and Adelaide is going to get another penalty. So Brisbane who had a 5-on-3, Adelaide, who had a 5-on-3 penalty advantage earlier. They scored on it. Now Brisbane are going to have the 5-on-3 advantage for the last 16 seconds or less of this period, and then if that continues for a minute 43.
If you take a look here, they will have a replay of the slash that happened there, and it was quite something. As the Rampage were coming out of their end, there was really no reason for this slash. Now here it is. He's tried to make a big hit. There's the slash. Hit McDougall in the hands.
Adelaide scored on their 5-on-3 advantage. Brisbane will have the same opportunity that Adelaide had. Adelaide had it for a minute 35. Brisbane will have this for a minute 43. But seconds peeling off the clock here. Mctaggart, fire shot. It's blocked by Darren Corstens. Corstens whiffs on the clearance attempt, and Brisbane will get another last-second shot. And Jeremy Friedrich will glove this out of air and make the save.
4 seconds left in the second. We're looking for a quick shot off the face-off here. Now here on the replay, you can see there's the slash. One-handed slash, it was kind of waste.
Draw one, and it goes out in the zone. So Brisbane and Adelaide will head to the third period separated by just one goal, but Brisbane are going to have a glorious opportunity to start the final frame.
It is a great opportunity, but I think the big thing is here that Adelaide still has all the fast players, and you can never tell when they're going to flip it up through the center and have a break. After all, the Rampage have scored on their short.
It was a 1-0 game entered the period. Tom Sachs scored the first goal on a nice passing sequence, or it was off a turnover where Marco Bertosa just coughed up the puck in the middle of the ice. Tom Sachs leveled the game at 1. Then 2 minutes later, while on a 5-on-3, Nathaniel Bendon finished off a passing sequence on a one-timer to make it 2-1. And then 2 minutes later, back on 5-on-5, Darren Corstens had a goal off of Nathaniel Benson set up for his second. It was 3-1. Adelaide in pole position to make it 4-1, but Jordan Mctaggart came in all alone while shorthanded. He went far down to make it 3-2, and now a flurry of Adelaide penalties late has given the Rampage a window to try to tie the game. That's where we're at. We'll see how this finishes. We'll be back with the third period in about 10 minutes. Well, there's really not much between these two teams at all. We are set for a very exciting third period. It is a 3-2 Adelaide lead. Adelaide scored all 3 of their goals in the second period. Brisbane had a second period goal too. They've got a 3-2 lead. But Brisbane are going to start this period on a 5-on-3 advantage. So, Brendan Boyle, what would Brisbane be looking to do early on here?
Well, they've got almost a minute and a half of 5-on-3. Now, naturally, they're going to put Sobchuk out and Mctaggart out, and maybe Popovics as well. But the big thing is to get that puck in and move it around.
Shots on goal right now are Brisbane 26, Adelaide 25. Brisbane outshot Adelaide 14-11 in the first period. Adelaide outshot Brisbane 14-12 in the second period. Adelaide at one point scored 3 goals on 3 shots. And it was goals from Sack, Benson, and Corsten. Benson was on a 5-on-3 advantage that Adelaide had. They took advantage. Brisbane, meanwhile, they scored a short-handed goal. Jordan Mctaggart popped that one in to make it 3-2. Adelaide scored on their 5-on-3. Brisbane now have a 5-on-3 for a minute and 27 seconds to start this third period. This is a momentum-turning moment right here.
I agree. We've got Josh Anderson and Harley Anderson and Barnes on the forward line.
Needless to say, it's face-off so important, and it'll be Noah Maley sent out there against Harley Anderson. Here we go. Third period, 1-goal game in the PHL. Brisbane won last night 4-3. Adelaide have a 3-2 lead right now. Adelaide has scored a sequence of 3 goals in a row in both of their games they played, but they lost last night despite scoring 3 in a row. They were down 3-0, mind you, too, as Adelaide will just bat this back. So just over 60 seconds to go on the 5-on-3, a $1:24 go on the penalty in general, and it will be back in by Tom Sack, and Nova Sedlak will gather the puck. Plenty of time for Brisbane to set something up here at Boondall Ice World. Mctaggart, one of the goal scorers, 9 on the season, 1 today. He walks in, plays it across to Anderson. Down low to Sobchuk. Sobchuk has been involved in every one of Brisbane's goals this weekend. He'll be a short candidate for the CCM Player of the Week. He's got the puck behind the goal again. Finds Anden. It's a little game away. Here's Sobchuk. Sobchuk back to Mctaggart. Bodies in from Friedrich down. Makes the save. Rebound in tight. Brisbane in behind the goal. And Brisbane will get another opportunity with 24 seconds to go. Sharp shot cleared away again by Friedrich. 2 great opportunities. Anderson across to Mctaggart. Anderson looking for a lane, back down low. Here's a shot from Barnes over to Taggart. Mctaggart with only 5 seconds on the 5-on-3 and skips over Anderson's stick, and Brisbane will not capitalize on the 5-on-3 advantage. So Adelaide get 1 body on, but there's still 16 seconds to go. They get 3 shots on Jeremy Friedrich, and Adelaide's going to get a face-off down the other end of the ice. Adelaide kills off 90 seconds of 5-on-3. Friedrich with 3 big saves.
You know, Brisbane had a lot of puck control, a lot of passing in there, but they didn't shoot. They getting into the position where they could shoot, but they just didn't let it go. And that was, I think, the big regret of that 2-man advantage.
Adelaide scored on their 5-on-3. Brisbane did not. 5 seconds to go on this one. It's sent in, and Adelaide will kill off the penalty as the body comes back on the ice. Nice move from Freeman. Freeman up the center of the ice, and he gets stick checked at the last second from Jack Connor. A nice play from the Brisbane player. He's back to full strength. Adelaide is now 5 for 5 on the penalty. They're 1 for 4 on the power play, but Brisbane will have a shorthanded goal. That will go for icing. So Adelaide, a big kill to start those first 2 minutes, and Brisbane, well, they would have been in that locker room saying, boys, let's go score one early, and they couldn't quite do it.
Well, I really think that the coaches can get them all fired up because they're an older team. They must be a little bit tired, and that not being able to score a goal on that 2-man advantage has just left them crippled.
All the way back, Zach Steele.
Barnes is coming.
Puck, he'll go on the left side. Steele enters the zone with some speed, fires one in on goal. That one flickers a little bit wide. Brisbane so close on the power play, couldn't quite knock one in. Cornford plays this up the boards, picked up by Joey McDougall. McDougall finds Best. Best enters the zone, stops, looks for an angle, fires one off the side of the net, and it's stopped by Nick Novosedlak, I think, but Adelaide back on the forecheck. Best walks it in, lobs it across, and that goes a funny hop off Nathaniel Benson, who's got a goal and an assist tonight. Jared Siemens, he's got an assist tonight. Finds Steve Best. Here's Benson in behind the Brisbane defense. Benson behind the goal. Corsten's parking himself in front of the net, but Benson still goes to work. Steele whips it around the boards. It takes a funny hop off the base of the boards. Corsten centering play right to the stick of Brisbane, but back to the point. Shot on goal. Rebound in front. It was a nice save from Nick Novosedlak once again. Good opportunity from Adelaide in tight. Back the other direction. Cornford plays it off the left side. Looking for Young. Young will grind him behind, and Jeremy Friedrich will play it back behind the goal, and he'll find Darren Corstens, and Adelaide will get a roster of defensive changes on the ice. Jake Riley, he is a great shot. He hasn't found the target quite yet this game, but he is as explosive as they come. Left side to Levesque. Again, Corstens looking for Riley in front. That got tipped the last second. Sack turns, fires. Levesque tied up, kicks it to himself back to the point. And it was almost a dangerous turnover to the dangerous Josh Anderson. Anderson's had a really well-rounded weekend for Brisbane. You can see what a valuable player he is.
Once again, though, Brisbane just clears it out without making any attack. They've got to...
Riley in tight. Centering play. It was across to Levesque, who had the goalie down. He couldn't handle the pass from Riley, and Anthony Barnes will go the other direction and play this in behind the goal. Josh Anderson trying to hunt this one down. He lays into Andrew Chen. Maley chips it back out to the neutral zone. Adelaide will get a change as Johnny Bale plays it off to Bertosa. Harley Anderson shovels it in behind Jeremy Friedrich for Adelaide. Friedrich's had a really nice game so far, 25 saves. Long stretch pass on the left side for Daniel Chen. Chen gets angled out, and he has to clear the zone as Adelaide was a little bit offside, so Brisbane will reset. 15:28 to go. No goals in this third period so far. Mctaggart trying to find Popovic. Brisbane electing to load up with an import line here late, trying to get some heavy goals. They've scored both their goals this game, the two star imports, Mctaggart with one, Subchuk with the other. Bertosa chips it off to Daniel Chen, who intercepts the pass. He'll play it off on the right boards to Noah Maley. Maley back towards Jordan Freeman. Adelaide will set things down. Adelaide won 2 games last weekend versus the Coast. Brisbane lost 2 games versus the Ducks. These teams near identical records. Adelaide with 2 wins and 3 losses. Brisbane with 3 wins and 2 losses. Adelaide looking to win a game and get 3 and 4. Brisbane looking to win back-to-back games at home. Lots on the line in just a 1-goal game. Turnover. Mctaggart spins around. Handberg tries to lay into him. Mctaggart center play. Anderson had a shot chipped away from Jared Siemens in front of the net. And they'll go, or it's Jake Hazel rather, and Hazel and Anderson will have a couple little love taps in front of the goal.
That was a very close call there, because after all that Adelaide pressure, the Rampage got down here, and I hadn't seen much of Sobchuk this period, but he showed up there, and again, as you said, they had the import heavy line out there.
Anderson battling in there. That's the Hurley variety. There's 2 Andersons on this team, not related. Steele chipping this one forward. Benson gets it to McDougall, and McDougall finds Steve Best in some open ice. Best walks in, tries to dangle around. Siemens is there. Siemens stopping, back to the point. McDougall walks in, fires, shot blocked, and this is going to be an opportunity the other way, but Zach Steele will win this foot race against Anthony Barnes. Adelaide's top line has looked dangerous today. Steele tied up a little bit by his own man. Hazel will bank this in. That could be icing, and it is. So Brisbane, with under 14 to go, will have an offensive tacking face-off.
You know, they've been looking good at the start of this period, but I'm a little worried about the fact that they have not been able to put together those good passes. They had a bit of on that 5-on-3. They really should have had a lot of shots, but they just around with it too much.
Sobchuk wins the draw. Mctaggart fires a shot on net. Jeremy Friedrich, he makes the save.
That was going right for the top corner.
Friedrich has had to make a few big saves. He was crucial in Adelaide's kill that they've had. They were down 5-on-3 for a minute and a half to start this period, and Friedrich made a few big early saves. Brisbane have probably controlled most of the play in this third period, you would say, so far, trying to find the equalizer. Sobchuk taking the draw. Adelaide went cleanly. This was Darren Corstens who won the draw versus the import, but right back to work as Popovic's trying to cause all kinds of problems. Adelaide will finally clear it. Scooped up by Johan Levesque, chips it around the man. Johan Levesque tried to find Jake Riley going to the net, but it was a good job from the Brisbane defenseman to break up that play. Sobchuk Tries to go the other direction. Now it's Brisbane coming off the boards. Jeremy Friedrich will play this up the guts of the ice, and it'll be Jake Riley that gobbles this up. Riley enters the zone, working out wide. Riley in tight, stick checked away by Marco Bertosa. Both teams starting to try to exploit some tired defense.
Johnny Bale fired up the boards there, but it is once again the Avalanche strong point of keeping it in.
Sobchuk finally clears it up to Popovic. Plays it around the boards. Mctaggart will go to the forecheck, but Tom Sack will get there first, and he'll send Mctaggart in the other direction. Stretch pass, and it would have been a breakaway all the way. Going back to play it as Novosedlak. This could be dangerous. He almost plays it off the side of his goal. Adelaide just missed an opportunity with Daniel Chen in behind the defense. Defense is starting to get a little bit tired, I think. Barnes is the first one back, negates the icing. Anderson in front of the net, lobbed in front, and Jeremy Friedrich will just freeze the play and get a much-needed break, I think, for both of these teams.
That was a nice shot by Anderson there, and also Barnes tried to flip it out in front, and Anderson got very close to jamming it in the side there, just in the corner.
Brisbane shot on net. Jeremy Friedrich makes the save. Wow, what an opportunity. That was Brisbane's 30th shot on net tonight. They have outshot the Avalanche, not by much. I think it's 30-27 on the night at this point. But a nice save from Jeremy Friedrich.
Well, to get that shot right off the face-off is what it's all about.
Off the face-off again. This will be Jake Hazel swiveling this around. Adelaide chips this one forward. Grabbed by Bertosa. Bertosa couldn't quite enter the zone. He tries to flick it forward, but Adelaide forwards were there to intercept. And going the other direction is Daniel Chen. Chen swivels around. Drops it back to Jake Hazel, who's pinching in from the blue line. There was a bunch of penalties in the second period. 7 of the 9 were called in the middle frame. There has been nothing yet in the first 8 minutes, and I like that. Let the teams play some hockey. What do you think, Brendan Boyle?
A great interception by Harley Anderson there as they looked like it was going to come up and be a one-man show by Al Vancer, but Harley Anderson intercept the pass, send it back. Coming back this way.
Needless to say, the next goal so important. Adelaide were trailing by 1 goal, or Brisbane were leading by 1 goal, I should say, after 2 periods at the end of 2 periods yesterday, and they held on to a late charge. Adelaide in tight, fires one through. Novosedlak makes the save. But yeah, Adelaide were down 4-3 after 2 periods yesterday, and that's how the score remained. Brisbane did a good job of shutting things down despite a late charge from Adelaide, and right now it feels like Brisbane is trying with the pushback, and they would. They're down by a goal.
Well, listen, it has to be done. Daryl Dunsford was in there making sure that there were no liberties taken by the Adelaide players around Nick Novosedlak. It is amazing. If he can see it, he can stop it.
Dunsford didn't play last game, and you can tell what a difference he's making today for Brisbane.
Physical.
He has been probably the main driver of the physicality for the Rampage today.
It is nice to see. And yet Barnes also has a good contribution. I think the thing is the Rampage are not taking all the hits that are available to them. Brisbane
win the draw cleanly. Dunsford tries to chip this one out in Brisbane. They got a man on the off wing if they can find him, but a big hit that Joey McDougall. He dumped Lachlan Young. A nice hip check in the corner. Scooped up by Cornford. Santilli can't handle the pass. McDougall, he also can't handle the pass, and he'll just play this back in the point, and Adelaide will go to the cycle. Nathaniel Benson gets this to Steve Best. Best works his way around the boards. Chips it down low to Nathaniel Benson. He's taken off the puck by Johnny Bale. Brisbane swiping it, trying to clear. It goes between the legs, and it's kept away from Jared Siemens. Siemens plays it off the left, and he's drawn a penalty. Ethan Cornford is going to go for what you would assume is tripping, but Adelaide are going to race this out. Brisbane, will they touch the puck? No, they don't. Adelaide tried to do it, and Brisbane will finally touch it up, but Adelaide are going to have a power play. Unless there's more officiating to come after this skirmish in the corner, it has been chippy all night long between these two teams.
Well, it's good to see them all standing up for their mates, but
I don't know. Adelaide was going to the power play. I don't know if they're still going to the power play after all this.
Yeah. I was a bit disappointed by that call there because I thought it was the Adelaide player who dragged down the Rampage.
There's that check from Joey McDougall a moment ago.
Yeah.
This is where the penalty is.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that's a trip.
Pretty obvious there.
But, yeah, it's just Cornford going to the box. So Adelaide will have their 5th power play opportunity of the day. They are 1 for 4. Brisbane have also scored a shorthanded goal, and they've had a couple opportunities while shorthanded.
Yeah.
Brisbane bench is furious with the refs. Adelaide bench has been furious with the refs too.
I think
both teams though
has a penalty as well.
Well, this is, oh wow, it's the 5-on-3 for 2 minutes for Adelaide. Wow. So Dunsford is in the box and Cornford is in the box, and now you understand why Brisbane is so upset, because Adelaide have a 5-on-3 penalty for 2 minutes.
It is going to be a hard task for the Rampage to hold them off, and if there's one thing they're very sure about, it's that the calls by the referee were unjust.
So Brisbane, this is huge. They had a 96-second 5-on-3 advantage earlier in this period. They could not score. Needless to say, with the team trailing by a goal, Brisbane have to kill this penalty off. Adelaide has 1 power play goal already. It came on a 5-on-3 advantage. Nathaniel Benson was the goal scorer. He gives the puck to Darren Corstens. Corstens tried to find Levesque, but Adelaide was a little bit offside, and they'll have the draw outside the zone.
And it goes back to where the pass originated from.
Yeah, that's a big advantage for Brisbane, and they're sending out their big guns. Mctaggart, Sobchuk, they're out there. They've caused some havoc for Adelaide while short-handed. Adelaide trying to get this Levesque just to go up the ice. Levesque off to his wing to Steve Best. Best chips it back to Corstens, plays it back to the point, and it was almost taken away. Adelaide, can they set something up? Benson in the slot, fires one through. That one deflected off a body and goes a little bit wide. Steve Best gathers it in the corner, back behind for Corstens. Best, Corstens walks his way out. Siemens at the point, shot through traffic. Big save from Nick Novosedlak, and it kicks out to the Adelaide forward. He finds Benson. Benson working his way back, down low, trying to find Corstens again. Adelaide, can they capitalize on the 5-on-3? Best almost has the puck taken away, and it's a 5-on-3 break opportunity here for Sobchuk, and Benson walks in. Sobchuk fires shot, and Friedrich has to make a save. Now Adelaide back 4-on-2 the other direction. They've got 49 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Corstens down low, shot, and another nice save, this time from Nick Novosedlak. Adelaide trying to go for the kill, cross-ice pass, that gets tipped away. Such a key moment in this game. Corstens in behind, this one blocked away. Brisbane can't clear. Benson intercepts with 30 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Tom Sack looking for something. Benson across the ice. It was one too many passes. Best to Sack. Sack to Benson. Nick Novosedlak gets down and makes a big save. I'll tell you what, if Brisbane can kill off these last 18 seconds, they will have a jolt of energy.
On that break that Sobchuk had, it looked like he had been slashed there, and the Brisbane bench went wild, but the referee ignored them.
Well, 18 seconds to go. Adelaide will be ruining this opportunity if they can't find a goal with a glorious opportunity to get an insurance mark. Joey McDougall will take a very important face-off for Harley Anderson. Puck tied up. Adelaide kicks it to the point. Freeman trying to hold the line. Dumps it in, and Adelaide has to get to this puck, and they do. Jake Riley with 10 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Then 2 players will come out of the box for Brisbane. Adelaide has to be careful not to turn it over. It goes towards the penalty box, and Brisbane have killed off a massive 5-on-3. Brisbane, they'll have a jolt of energy now. Brisbane bench is buzzing. Let's see what they can do with this momentum. A massive turning point in this game. Both teams have had lengthy opportunities in the third period. Brisbane, remember, had 1 minute and 35 seconds of a 5-on-3 to start the third. They couldn't score. Adelaide had a full 2 minutes. They couldn't score. It's even Steven right now. Both goalies making some big saves.
They really know how to play the box when they've got one man short, and just now the triangle. They were able to keep the Adelaide players.
This game has been chippy all game long.
Yeah. But they really were. They were able to keep the Adelaide players passing on the outside, and the one shot they had was off the shin pad and
Adelaide
away.
Off the draw. They lose this draw, and Brisbane will try to walk this out. Connor has his pocket picked by Mcdougall. Sobchuk there in support. He'll lob it forward, looking for Mctaggart. Sobchuk trying to swipe it forward and straighten back. Now Jake Hazel in a foot race versus Paddy Popovics. Hazel around the boards. Sobchuk is there, couldn't quite handle it, and Adelaide clear. They find Jake Riley busting up the seams. Riley enters the zone. Joey Mcdougall trying to cut towards the front of the net. Riley drops it back. Riley return pass. Riley in tight, and it's stick checked away at the last second by the Brisbane defense. Bertosa with the puck in the corner for the Rampage. Chips it along the boards. Sobchuk trying to take this one away, and Brisbane looking for a slashing call. They're not going to get it. Now Sobchuk in behind the defense, taken away by Daniel Chen, but he can't clear the zone. Daniel Chen with a great stick effort to take away the last opportunity, but Brisbane thought they should have got a call. Mctaggart, sharp angle shot, and Jeremy Friedrich makes the save. That goes off the meshing. Boy, oh boy, what a game. Noah goes the other direction. He walks in versus two Brisbane defenders while the team trying to get a change. Maley in tight, almost got a shot off. And then it was a great effort from Jack Connor to break up the opportunity from Maley. 7 minutes to go. Nothing in this period yet in terms of goals, but lots of chances. Both goalies playing big. Both defenders, desperate hockey here at Boondall Ice World. Tom Sack lobs it forward. This one could be icing if it has the distance. It might not make it. It doesn't. So Adelaide will get their change in. Brisbane, outlet pass. Tom Sack cuts it off. He will play it in behind the boards, and Adelaide will try to race for this one. Andrew Chen trying to join the rush. It'll be cut off in the corner. Josh Anderson grinding away, plays it towards the center line, and Noah Maley will grab it for the Adelaide Avalanche. Maley commandeered off the puck by Barnes. Nick Novosedlak, he has been very good this game again. Novosedlak so far has made 29 saves. Jeremy Friedrich, he has made 31 saves. It has been even Steven between these teams, and now here's a chance. Harley Anderson centering play, tipped by Barnes in front of the net. That one deflected wide. Noah Maley's been on for a long shift. Forwarded up to Zach Steele. Steele trying to charge towards the net. He gets it in, but Brisbane create the turnover, and Josh Anderson will chip it towards the center line. 5 minutes to go, and you can feel the tension in this rink. Brisbane looking to sweep the weekend, but they're trailing by a goal. They got to tie it first. That one won't be icing because Sobchuk's there first. Sobchuk involved in every point so far. He had Mctaggart with an open net, and they just missed the connection. Adelaide trying to clear. They just get it out of the zone. Whipped out to Darren Corstens. Corsten had Levesque on the wing. Best trying to scoop it up. He overskated the puck. It's chipped forward, and now Brisbane are going to jump in on the rush. Sobchuk, glorious opportunity, scores! Jordan Mctaggart ties the game late. We're all square at 3.
Brisbane's been going for those stretch passes, and that one really paid off. When you've got Sobchuk with it, and he's got support from Mctaggart, that is a wonderful thing to watch.
Sobchuk now has 7 points this weekend. He's been involved in every goal, and that was a nice pass to Mctaggart. And now it is a 3-3 game with 5 minutes to go.
It has made for the fans to really be on edge here for this last 5 minutes.
And a great celebration from Mctaggart into the crowd. 5 minutes to go. Adelaide has lost 2 one-goal games this year, and both the winners were scored within the last 90 seconds. They've lost 3 one-goal games, actually, but the 2 versus the Ducks were in the last 90 seconds. This is a young team trying to learn how to win. This is when you'll find out a lot about your young hockey club. Joey Mcdougall with the puck. Centering play, tipped off for Jake Hazel. Mctaggart trying to enter the zone. Off the right side, bumped off the puck, and Adelaide will swipe it back towards the neutral zone.
You know, that's one thing I really noticed about the Adelaide team. They're so much younger than the Rampage.
Average age of just 24 years old. Crowd starting to chirp up too. Lobbed ahead. Mcdougall, he's in behind the defense. He couldn't settle down the play in front. And Nathaniel Benson was tied up by Harley Anderson, who will send it forward to Mctaggart. Mctaggart gets upended. Tom Sack swipes it forward, but the Brisbane defense and Daryl Dunsford plays it off towards Josh Anderson. Under 4 minutes to play. Who will be the hero at Boondall? Tom Sack settles it down. plays it
Barnes
off towards
there.
the right side, and it takes a funny bounce off the mesh, so the teams will get a stoppage in play, but it'll be a offensive zone face-off for Brisbane.
4 minutes left, and I really think we're getting our money's worth tonight.
What a game.
You know, that last clear that went right across in front of Nick Novosedlik, all it needed was just a little tap as it went by.
Josh Anderson couldn't quite control it, and he gets puck back down low again, intercepted by Jared Siemens. Siemens plays it off the boards. It's tipped out by Ben Handberg, but Johnny Bale strong on the puck for Brisbane. Bale looking for his man. He finds Barnes. Barnes, nice pass across to Harley Anderson. The puck just bounced on him, and Jared Siemens kicks it to himself, and he'll skate it out. Siemens out wide to Andrew Chen. The other defenseman joins the rush. Andrew Chen down low. Chen evades one, centering play back towards the point. Maley diving around one on the backhand. Maley in the corner, and that gets knocked away. Here's Dunsford, physical once again, and Dunsford's going to come away with it. Plays it off the boards, chipped out from Harley Anderson. Ben Handberg trying to hold the lines. They were teammates back in the summer season in Adelaide. What a game we've had. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching. And now, here's a chance. Barnes offside, but what a game. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're watching across Australia, or whether you're crowded in a living room on Saturday morning in Guelph, Ontario. This league going wide. What a game we have.
That was a lovely pass off the boards there, and Barnes had just crossed the line. He picked it up on the inside of the Adelaide blue line, and that was a bit of a disappointment, but nicely taken and brought up.
Jake Riley enters the zone. Darren Corson's a little bit offside. This was the new line that Adelaide formed before the game. Darren Corson's, Jake Riley, and Johan Levesque. Now, just a reminder, it was 3-2 Adelaide entering the period. Brisbane had a 5-on-3 advantage for 1:35, couldn't score. Then Adelaide had 2 minutes of 5-on-3. They couldn't score. That set the door moments ago for Jordan Mctaggart to knock one home off an Owen Sobchuk pass. Now, Brisbane will be looking for the winner and try to go home with full 6 points, trying to break the hearts of everyone in Adelaide. What a great game on Saturday night. Brisbane's import line is out there now. Hacked at by Darren Korstitz. Here comes Patty Popovic. Popovic dangles around one, drops it back. Danger man right here, open man in front, and Adelaide just clears it to safety, and that one won't have the distance for icing either. It stops literally a millimeter short of the touchline. 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go. This is the point in the game where Adelaide got a little nervous versus the Ducks, and the Ducks hemmed Adelaide in the zone deep, and they found a winner late. Adelaide will not be looking to repeat that. Brisbane had been to overtime once already. It was a giveaway from McDougall in the middle of the ice to the last guy you'd want to give it to from an Adelaide perspective. Sobchuk tried to drop it back. Adelaide tries to clear, funny bounce. Mctaggart down across, in tight, tries to go high, and it just went wide. A glorious opportunity for the Rampage, and Adelaide still can't clear. McDougall gives it away. Sobchuk, Mctaggart, oh my goodness. Nervy moments here. Sobchuk with the puck in a dangerous area, stops, dishes, Connor scores! Jack Connor with the go-ahead goal, and it's 2 late goals from the home team.
You know, that's the first time that Rampage have really hemmed the Avalanche in their end. That was great forechecking, and then when the puck bounces off a stick and comes to the right person, it ended up giving the home team just what they needed.
Well, it really was 2 poor clearance opportunities for Adelaide. One was a cross the ice pass, and it came from the captain, and that is costly for Adelaide, and they're now down a goal late. They were leading with 5 minutes to go. Now they're down by 1, but there's still 108 seconds to go.
That was an amazing attempt at the clearance by Adelaide, and Sobchuk knocked it down 1 meter inside the line, and that was it.
Adelaide were up late. Brisbane now in pole position. We'll watch the goaltender and see when they pull it. Jake Riley tries to enter the zone. Jeremy Friedrich inching towards the goal, but they haven't pulled the goalie quite yet. Steve Best grinding away in the corner. Now picked up by Daryl Dunsford. He'll slap this down. It will be an icing call. And Adelaide will have a face-off with 80 seconds to go.
Once again, the Rampage do not have the same manpower that Adelaide have. And so these icings may seem like, oh, it's coming back for a face-off in the wrong end, but it gives them a chance to rest. And it's timeout for Adelaide Avalanche to organize their offensive attack.
Well, a heartbreaking game from an Adelaide perspective. They had a 5-on-3 with 10 minutes to go. They could not bury a goal to give themselves some insurance, and it's proving costly right now. Goals from Mctaggart and Connor. Owen Sobchuk, by the way, his second straight 4-point night.
The man is a genius out there, but the way his stick handling goes, it's pure magic. I was just looking out there that we've got to understand that you have to play the full 110 minutes here, and I tell you, they're just coming up a little bit short, you know? 60-minute game, but boy, I tell you, the tension and everything is great.
Well, Adelaide trying to find one more goal, but Nick Novosedlak has been excellent in net for Brisbane all weekend long. That's who they have to beat.
Brisbane's had a good team effort, and it's interesting that at a time like this, they're going to naturally have Sobchuk out there, Mctaggart, Harley Anderson. These are the people that really keep the Rampage on top of everything.
Joey McDougall centering it down, and Brisbane with Harley Anderson should be able to clear it. Jeremy Friedrich still parked in his net, and Brisbane right now content just to keep icing the puck. It takes some seconds off the clock as we inch closer to being within the final minute of play.
And it gives them a chance to catch their breath, because those Brisbane players, if we've watched very closely, we notice that there's just two lines that just keep rotating over and over. They've got to be dead tired now.
McDougall wins the draw. Riley tries to get the shot off. He's bumped off the puck. Jeremy Friedrich heading towards the empty net, and Friedrich has to play it, and it's a too many men on the ice call. Jeremy Friedrich was ready to play the puck, but Johan Levesque, who had stepped on the ice, touches the puck, and Adelaide has taken a penalty late, and that is going to kill the chances big time of an Avalanche equalizer.
I've never seen that happen before, but really, that goaltender, the puck came right to him. It was such an automatic reaction to touch it.
Well, Brisbane are going to have a power play late. Adelaide still might pull the goalie yet.
The only thing I would say is Nick Novosedlak is asking for his coach to do a timeout. But I think the biggest thing here now is that...
Yeah, Novosedlak is howling for a timeout down there. But it's being rejected. Adelaide win the draw. They are shorthanded. Stretch pass ahead. Looking for someone. Here comes Daniel Chen. It's behind the defense. Jeremy Friedrich going back towards the net. It's an extra attacker, but it just makes it 5-on-5. Joining the parade is Jake Riley. Brisbane trying to kill this off. 44 seconds to go. Adelaide centering play. It was across, and it goes all the way back in the neutral zone. 40 seconds to go. Adelaide looking for the equalizer. Played off the right boards. Darren Korstens tips it back to Siemens. Siemens tries to find Chen for the entrance. Siemens enters the zone. Played over to Jake Riley, and Brisbane take it away. Harley Anderson around the boards. It's cleared out towards the center line with only 20 seconds to go. Sack finds Chen. Chen couldn't control the pass. Brisbane play it forward. It's knocked down, and Adelaide has to clear the zone. It's offside, and they're going to play this forward. It should be a tap-in for Anderson, and he scores. Brisbane are going to win this one. Heartbreak for Adelaide. Jubilation for the Rampage.
When it was 3-2 for Adelaide, I had pretty well thought it was game over there. But the Rampage have shown incredible perseverance and incredible individual skills.
Mctaggart tied it with 5:16 to go. Connor had the winner with 1:48 to go. And Harley Anderson with the dagger with under 6 seconds to go. No points for Adelaide this weekend, 6 for Brisbane.
I would say this has to be a heartbreaker for the Avalanche, because they really did have domination quite a few times, and it just wasn't going to be clicking pass and things like that.
That'll be the end of the game, and Adelaide, looks of shock on their face. It's still a young team. They're still learning how to win and close out games. Brisbane, they have that mojo, though.
The mojo is all wrapped around Nick Novosedlak with that kind of work there. And I got to give credit to Ben Spillane, their coach. He has put together this team and given them the right tools for moving the puck up and getting it through. And Nick Novosedlak's father, Milan, is also a coach. The two make a great coaching combination, and the players are all getting along so well. but we have to say that a lot of it is spirit and a lot of it is talent.
Well, it'll be a handshake of two different emotions for the team. Adelaide thought they had this one in the bag when they were up with a 5-on-3 advantage late, and they'll head to the bye week with looking for some answers, I'm sure. And Days dropped to 2-4. Brisbane moved up the standings. They've got a 4-2 record.
Yeah, well, I'm absolutely amazed that this series has ended up like this, because I really thought it would be 1-1.
Well, that will do it for us. Brendan Boyle, it's been a pleasure calling a couple games with you.
I really have been so impressed by your skills that I only wish I could emulate them, but it'll be a long time before something like that happens for me.
I'll be back up in Brisbane July 1st and 2nd. What do you think? Should we call some games then too?
That would be great, except I am going back to Canada to see my granddaughter, so we'll have to make another day.
Another day. Well, I'll be here.
Okay.
Let's do that. Well, you'll be watching on the stream from Canada then.
You will. I will.
Brisbane win this one 5-3 in dramatic fashion. On behalf of everybody on the production crew, this is us saying good night.
Eric, you're magnificent.